Welcome back to the second half of 6 days of DIY. I hope you guys enjoyed the first half. Today we are going to be doing inspiration and ideas and some DIYs for gift wrap this year. First, we're going to be making these watercolor tags. And here's what you'll need to get started. Some string of your choice that matches your color scheme or whatever you're doing, a pencil, a pair of scissors, some watercolors, and if you don't have watercolors, it's totally fine to get the little kids palette of like 20 colors, a paintbrush, as well as some watercolor paper, and anything that has a circular shape that you can trace. I'm going to use 2 different sizes today. You're also going to need a palette if you have watercolors like mine. You're going to need a hole punch and of course some water and a paper towel for your paint. So to get started, we are going to just trace our circular shaped objects on our page. I would recommend putting a little bit more space width-wise between yours than I did. And I'm just going to get a bunch on one page and get started. So for the first one, we're going to make this like dot-esque pattern with our brush just by mixing in some water with our paint, loading up our brush with pigment, and dabbing our paintbrush into the circled area in this little semi-polka dot pattern. And that is all you have to do for the first one. The second one, we are going to do an ombre effect, kind of like the ones that I've already done at the bottom. So making sure you get a lot of paint and water on your brush. And as you move down the tag, just add in water so it gets lighter and lighter, and you can blend those colors together as well. And then for the last one, I'm going to be using black to just make this little graphic X pattern, just repeating X's all the way up. And as you can see, I also did some fades using the same technique as I did with the middle one in black on the bottom. So I really like the black one with the X's. That one's my favorite. Then we're just going to cut them out. I like to cut them into little squares first. It makes it a lot more manageable. And then when you're done cutting them out, we're going to punch holes in them. I would recommend leaving a few unpunched in case you want to use some in a different way, because you can always add punches later, and then tie on your string and you're done with this DIY. The next one we're doing is a hand-painted gift bag. And for this one, you're going to need a little plate or a palette for your paint, a solid colored paper bag. I definitely recommend paper over those plastic S bags, a paintbrush, and of course your paint. I'm going to be painting on this really simple pattern with the less than or greater than symbols with some little dashes in between. I'm kind of just really being quick and easy about this. And for this, I would recommend giving it to someone who is really going to care, someone who likes handmade objects. You know what I'm saying? They'll appreciate it more. And I think what's cool about this is that people reuse gift tags, so your little hand-painted bag will get reused for a little while, and I think that's neat. So for the next one, we're going to be making these little plastic animals, which I personally love. I know it's a little bit different, but all you have to do is get spray paint colors of your choice. You can do as many colors as you want, of course. And these little plastic animals, I find these at Michael's. You can get them in multi-packs and single. I get a little bit of both. And I promise you guys that your family will love these. My family requests them. They're like, hey, Carter, you think I can get one of them little plastic animals this year? So this will be a big hit, I promise. And you'll see them pop up in other DIYs. So they're useful for things besides gift wrap as well. So that's our little animals. And now let's make this big pink bow. This big fluffy pink bow beside our little plastic bear. For this one, you're going to need some tulle ribbon and then like a solid object as wide as you want the ribbon to be. It's helpful if the object has a little bit of give. The first thing we're going to do is cut a nice long length of this ribbon, and the bigger your gift is, the longer you want this to be, because we're going to use this to wrap around our present. The first thing we're going to do is put that long length in the book, and then we're going to start wrapping the rest of the tulle ribbon around the book. You want to wrap it about 30 times. The more you wrap it, the more full your bow will be. And when you have it all wrapped, go ahead and cut it loose from the roll and slide it off your book. Then with the piece that's in the middle, wrap it around to meet the other one and put a loose tie, just like the first step of tying your shoes. And don't put it too tight yet, because the next step is to arrange that middle string or whatever that we have going on so that it's in the middle of your bunch of tulle. Then once you get it in the middle, you can pull it nice and tight and go ahead and knot it again. You want this to be really tight. Get it as tight as you can. And then that is what you should have at this point. And we're going to find the little loops on either side. It's fine if you can't find all the way through. That happens to me all the time. You just want to start, getting your scissors through that middle loop and cutting through, and you will eventually find your way all the way through. So just do that to both sides. It's really helpful to have better scissors than mine. Mine were not sharp enough. And when you get it done to both sides, just start fluffing up your bow. Pull it apart until it's nice and round and fluffy. You can shape your bow. They're really hardy, so you can pull on them a lot. And then after you get it shaped pretty circular, nice and fluffy, you're going to give it a haircut. And the more hair that you cut off, the more ribbon that you cut off the edges and the more towards the center you get, the more fluffy it will be. And remember not to cut off those long strings because we need them to tie our gift. So now we're going to do a pom-pom out of yarn, which I'm loving. It's the same first step, just to cut off that long length that we're going to tie around our gift. And we're going to put it between our middle and our ring fingers, making sure that the ends are nice and even. Then we are going to start wrapping the yarn that is still attached to the ball around our two middle fingers there. And you want to wrap a lot, like 75 to 100 times. And once you get it all wrapped around your finger, we are going to tie one loose little knot, like the first step of tying your shoes. And once we get that loosely on there, we are going to pull it off. And again, this is so that our bunch does not fly apart. And once we get it off, we can make it nice and tight again and add another knot and again pull it as tightly as you possibly can. Then just find the loops on either side, just like with the tulle bow, and cut through the middle and then give it a little haircut. You can make yarn pom-poms in multiple sizes by just wrapping it around all four fingers instead, but make sure you loop it more times, go around your fingers more times so that the ball is still nice and fluffy. So that's it for the DIYs, you guys. I hope you enjoyed them. Now I just have some tips and inspiration. As far as wrapping paper and bows and ribbons and all that go, I like to get it in the same color family so I always know that something is going to match what I have. Fishing line is really helpful as well because it's see-through, and I also like to use clear adhesive dots for different kind of attachments. Here is a bunch of different inspiration that you can use. Garland, and I spray painted candy canes, jingle bells, bought tags as well as the tags we made, pine cones and things from nature, and then these like 3D stickers. All of these are awesome to use on gifts. And right here I wanted to show you guys how I attach the little animals with the clear acrylic dots. So yeah, the rest of this video is basically just some ideas and inspiration. I wanted you to see right here that I used the little K tags stickers on the tag, but I also think a really cool way to use them is to put the sticker right on top of the wrapping paper. And I think that's a nice little touch. But anyway, so the rest is just ideas and inspiration. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know some of your best tips for wrapping presents. Let me know if you like it. I really like it. I think it's super fun. It's like an artistic outlet for me. So let me know if you like it or if it's just a hassle in the comments below. I love you guys. I hope you're having a great holiday season so far. I cannot wait to share the rest of 6 days of DIYs with you. So make sure you subscribe, and I will see you guys very, very soon. Bye. 6 days of Christmas DIYs. Today we are going to be having a very calligraphy Christmas. I'm going to be showing you a bunch of different ways to bring calligraphy in